Good morning, it's time for a cup of joe.
I want to be a cup of joe, first sip in the morning.
So I was moving this chair and I knocked down that little bookcase that had all my little baubles on it. I just watched the bookcase fall in slow motion as all of my little, like my globe and my pirate ship, they fell off. Some got crushed by the little bookcase, some just slammed to the ground. And in that moment, I had two thoughts. One was, oh no, and the other one was, oh well. It was really cool because after it fell, there was a moment before I knew the damage. Did they all break? Did none of them break? Did half of them break? And I didn't care. I wouldn't have cared if they had all broken because they're just things. And it was nice to know that I felt that way, because sometimes most people, we don't know. You don't know how much you care about something until you lose it. So it was nice to know that I actually didn't care about those things and I enjoy having them, but I don't care if they all break and die, and it's fine. The trinkets are all fine. Every single one of them was fine, except for the globe, which kind of fell apart, but it's fallen apart a lot of times and we keep gluing it back together. So that was the first thing that happened. The second thing that happened is that I moved to this room. And when I moved down here to be able to do my videos, I discovered that it's just not going to work for me to have a little bookcase or whatever with the trinkets on it. And that was kind of disappointing a little because the reason I have them in my videos is because I like the videos to just, be visually appealing, I guess, instead of just like a blank wall. Because I've thought about that before. I made some videos with the blank wall because as a minimalist it seems kind of fitting, but I don't know, I really liked having my fireplace with the mantle and having different stuff on that. But in my new room, this room right here, which we are calling the studio, it's not going to work. So that's the second thing that happened. Then the third thing that happened was I had someone comment on my last video, The Shackles of Debt, and they said basically something to the effect of, how can you call yourself a minimalist if you have trinkets always in your video? Like isn't that kind of the opposite? Which is kind of true. And I've thought of that before, does it make sense to have things in the background that I obviously don't need to live? And then someone else commented on his comment and said, minimalism's different for everyone, which is so true. Obviously. I choose to give people the benefit of the doubt. I took it as actual questioning, real curiosity, how can you call yourself a minimalist? I don't understand. So let me enlighten you. Basically, and this seems to go without saying, I would think, but there's always people who say, you can't be a minimalist if you own this, you can't be a minimalist if you own X, Y, or Z, which is silly and absurd. Everyone who calls himself a minimalist is on a journey of minimalism, which is constant, and you're constantly growing and changing and realizing you don't need this or that, but it's a process, and we're all on different parts of the process. There's a ladder called minimalism. Once you get on, you're on the bottom rung. Some people climb up super fast, some people just slowly go up one by one. And we're all on different rungs, okay? I feel like that's kind of like a milestone in every minimalist life is the point when someone asks you, how can you call yourself a minimalist if you have this? That's kind of just and I've actually kind of been wondering when that would happen, because it's bound to happen, because all of us as minimalists, when you see someone else who is a minimalist as well and calls himself a minimalist, when you see certain things they have, there's a tendency to say, well, why do you have that? I don't have that. I didn't need that. Well, what makes you think you need that? Hello? Aren't you a minimalist? But sometimes we just have things that we know we aren't going to keep forever, but we're not ready to let go of. And sometimes we haven't questioned things. There's just so many things to question. So to answer the question of why I have these silly little trinkets when some people can live out of 2 bags, is that I like them. Also, I have a wife who really likes decorations. She hates blank walls. She likes to have space a little more filled. However, watching them fall, knowing that I wouldn't care if they all broke, moving to a room where I can't use them in my videos anymore, and then having him comment, why do you have these? And it's easy to get defensive and be like, well, I shouldn't have to explain myself. Like, I like them, my wife likes them. I chose to look at it as constructive criticism and an opportunity to question them. So I am questioning now those things that I had because they no longer are on the mantle. The mantle is where Aaron and I keep all of our books. They no longer will be in my videos on that bookcase. So what is their purpose in this life and in this house? Especially, I think the one that I'm really ready to let go of is this globe. I love this globe. I really do. Aaron loved it when I brought it home. But like I said, it's taken many spills because of its size. It doesn't fully fit on the mantle, so it's fallen off the mantle. It doesn't fully fit on all our bookcases. It's kind of a piece of shit by now. So I think it's time. I think I'm ready to let go of this globe that I love because I don't think it adds value to my life, which is what minimalism is all about. However, I am not an island, so I will ask Erin if she's okay with getting rid of this. I think she will be. Oh, but we might use it, or we could find somewhere for it. Finding somewhere for things is the opposite of minimalism. Like when you have an object that you love, but you can't find anywhere for it, you really should consider letting it go. You just really should. It's probably time. And so I think it's time for this globe. Maybe it will be, maybe it won't be. That's kind of up to Aaron at this point. So basically, yes, I do still consider myself a minimalist, even though I have some trinkets that I will probably get rid of eventually, and that's fine. I'm just not there yet. Still like having them. Get over it. Whoever you are who commented that, forget your name. Thank you for that. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to question my baubles, or trinkets as you put it, I think. Often we are all very respectful and courteous of other people's journeys because we're on such different journeys that a lot of us don't want to do what he did to me, like call someone out and say, dude, bro, minimalist, really? Trinkets, really? But that's to me the purpose of community. So I think it can be a useful tool, like here on YouTube or on the internet, for minimalists to call each other out respectfully. It gives you a chance to question things that you might not have questioned or that you've been putting off questioning. And you kind of have to defend yourself a little or explain why you have something. And when you have to explain why you have it, that's when you find out the truth, the true meaning, because it's easy to just not question things or to think, oh, I just really like that, or oh, I've always had that there. So if someone questions you and says, but why? And you have to verbalize it, like if I have to verbalize why I have these baubles or trinkets, that's when I realized the one that can definitely go is the globe. It's not worth constantly gluing back together, basically. Feel free to ask me why, if you see something in my video or hear me mention something, feel free to ask me why I have it. Or if you're wondering if I have something, someone is wondering if I have curtains on my windows, which you will find out if and when I do a house tour. I'm not going to be offended if you ask me, why do you have that? So thanks for watching and have a blessed day.
I want to be a cup of joe, your first sip in the morning. You get your going ritual and what we sow from within.
Love you, bye. But I choose to give people the benefit of the doubt.